Hi, I'm Atefeh Shokrizadeh from Polytechnique Montreal, and I'm excited to present our work on UIDEC, an AI-powered tool that helps UI/UX designers ideate under constraints. This work is in collaboration with Bahati Boniface, Shivam Kumar, Sohan Kamble, and Jinghui Cheng. Designing for UI/UX is a balancing act. On one side, designers strive to push creative boundaries. On the other, they must navigate constraints, brand identity, industry norms, technical limitations, and business needs. While constraints can be seen as obstacles, they can also be powerful drivers of innovation. However, existing design tools do not adequately support ideation under constraints. This is where UIDEC comes in. UIDEC, short for UI Design Exploration Under Constraints, is a generative AI tool designed to help UI/UX designers efficiently explore design ideas while adhering to project-specific constraints. Unlike conventional tools that require extensive prompt writing, UIDEC allows designers to specify parameters and then generates diverse design ideas that align with these constraints. To understand the user needs and examine the design space of UIDEC, we conducted remote semi-structured interviews with 19 UI/UX professionals who had a diverse range of experience levels. During the interviews, we asked about their ideation processes, the impact of constraints on their work and their feelings about it, and their current use of AI tools in the design process. Based on the insights from the interviews, we identified three distinct designer personas, each with unique perspectives on constraints. We identified that experienced designers represented in Eric view constraints as a helpful structure that guides their work, ensuring consistency across projects and reducing decision fatigue. Julia, as a mid-career designer, often struggles with balancing creativity and client demands. And Sarah, a design student, sees constraints as useful guidelines that educate her to make sense of the vast possibilities in design. These personas helped us shape UIDEC as a tool that accommodates different levels of expertise and expectations in the design process. Based on these insights, we formulated 5 key design guidelines to inform UIDEC's development, emphasizing on the integration of UIDEC into early-stage ideation processes, providing structured scaffolding for creative inspiration, facilitating flexibility in defining constraints, enabling iterative exploration of design alternatives, and systematically organizing generated ideas. I'm going to explain 2 of them in more detail. Regarding the third guideline, Eric and Julia both need flexibility when defining design constraints. Eric for satisfying diversity across projects and Julia for adapting to diverse clients' needs. To address this, tools like UIDEC should provide different options with varied modalities for defining constraints and include features to preserve certain elements during ideation. These features ensure that designers can specify constraints without feeling overly restricted. And for the fourth guideline, Sarah needed features to track her inspiration and ideation process, while Julia wanted to explore design variations for evolving client needs. To facilitate this, tools like UIDEC should allow users to modify design elements while retaining previous versions when editing a generated design. These capabilities ensure that designers can iterate efficiently without losing context and progress. Now let's dive into a demo of UIDEC to explore its features and workflows. The main interface of UIDEC features a side panel, a main canvas, and a top navigation bar. Designers can use the side panel to specify the constraints such as functionality, screen type, colors and fonts, and design styles. Once the inputs are provided, users can click the Generate Design button and a design is produced on the canvas. Users can generate additional designs as many times as they wish. The generated designs would all adhere to the specified constraints but have variations. Once a design is generated, users can specify desired changes and regenerate certain parts of the design. They can then navigate through different design versions and see how each tweak impacts the overall aesthetic and usability. Finally, users can save and arrange any generated designs to form a mood board or for future use. To evaluate UIDEC, we conducted a user study with 10 UI/UX designers representing different personas. During the study, each participant was asked to complete 2 tasks using UIDEC: to ideate for a hypothetical application and to generate new ideas for any part of their current project. Following each task, participants were asked to explain their ideation process as well as their experience and feedback to our tool. We conducted a thematic analysis of the interview transcripts and identified 4 key areas of insights: general usability and satisfaction with the tool, potential usefulness of UIDEC in the design process, feedback on the generated design ideas, and feedback on the tool's features. I'll focus on one area here. Most participants expressed interest in integrating UIDEC into their design workflow, particularly for new projects, as they found it helpful in structuring the ideation phase. However, they considered it less suitable for refining established products, where design constraints and requirements were already well defined. They appreciated that specifying constraints within UIDEC helped accelerate the ideation process, allowing them to generate relevant design outputs based on specific needs. Participants found UIDEC especially useful in the early stages of design, where it provided layout and wireframe ideas that could be further refined in prototyping tools or even directly within UIDEC. Some participants believe that the tool could replace other platforms they currently use for inspiration, while others saw it as a complementary tool. They suggested that UIDEC could be used either after gathering initial ideas from other sources to customize them, or in parallel with other platforms to explore different aspects of the design process. Beyond individual use, participants highlighted UIDEC's potential for supporting collaborative work. They saw value in using it for real-time collaboration during team sessions and in early-stage client discussions. Some also suggested that clients themselves could use UIDEC to generate initial ideas, which would help designers gain a clearer understanding of their preferences and design requirements. Our 5 design considerations, along with our reflections from the user study results, offer design implications for future creativity support tools. I'll focus on the 2 design considerations I've talked about earlier. Regarding the third consideration, our participants appreciated the ability to refine inputs dynamically, allowing them to balance structured design principles with creative freedom. Interestingly, we found a notable difference in how junior and senior designers approached input usage. Senior designers tended to define more specific and detailed constraints, while junior designers were more exploratory, using broader constraints to generate a diverse range of possibilities. To support designers in exploring ideas according to their preferences, future tools could consider providing more customizable constraint templates. Tools could also introduce a flexibility slider for each constraint, allowing designers to determine how strictly each constraint should be followed. And regarding the fourth consideration, designers emphasize that iteration is a fundamental part of their workflow, and UIDEC's support for multiple design versions proved highly beneficial. Introducing a more structured way to track and compare variations, such as an idea thread feature, could further enhance the workflow by providing a clear history of modifications. Also, improving the AI's responsiveness to subtle refinements would further enhance its adaptability to specific design preferences. Overall, our investigation with UIDEC allowed us to gain understanding of designers' needs when ideating under constraints and to provide valuable design insights that can guide future exploration of creativity support tools. Thank you for your time. If you're interested in learning more, check out our paper and feel free to reach out with questions.